right. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Russ McCann coming to you live. It's Thursday morning, the 6th of October. Wow, I don't know about you, but man, the day is just flying by. And at the very last minute, I tried to do something. I don't know that I was overly successful at it because I think I interrupted my official introduction this morning. But I wanted to just say, hey, welcome. It is October 6th. And for those of you that have been kind of following my weekly focus, by the way, thank you so much for all the comments and emails during the week that really, really fired me up and encouraged me to keep going. So this is officially episode 7. Wow, man, it just flies by. I've been doing a weekly live every week for the last 7 weeks. So it's been all part of a journey that I've had to about 7 or 8 weeks ago. I was working with some clients, and it reminded me how valuable this opportunity to communicate is. And so this is a live. We are live streaming in Facebook, and we are also live streaming over on YouTube. And if you go over to the YouTube channel, I think it's YouTube/Russ McCann. You'll be able to catch us live over there. Make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell button to remind you or to get a reminder each time I go live. So I originally, when I set my goal to do this weekly, I was going to do it every Tuesday at 12 noon. And what I've found is that's a really hard time. I got a lot going on, usually Tuesday morning, followed by appointments Tuesday afternoon with my clients. And I decided to move it to Thursday. So moving forward, you're going to be able to catch me live every Thursday at 12 noon. So come back and join us. Make it part of your weekly schedule. Hopefully we provide value. My whole mantra with the weekly focus is to organize your life around what matters most to you. And so often we get caught up in the day-to-day stuff, crap, actually, that we lose focus. And sometimes it's just great to have a reminder of the things we can do each and every day, each and every week to move our life forward and to help us reach our goals. Most of you know I'm a coach, predominantly in the health and wellness area. I lost 85 pounds in 19 weeks. Back in 2007, I was a vice president with a Fortune 100 food company. So food was my life, and I needed to get healthy. I got started on a plan, and I got so fired up, I started coaching people all over the country. And I've been doing that as my sole source of income for over 14 years. So just know I'm always going to be focused a little bit on the health. However, I think all of the weekly focus lives that I've been doing so far have been centered around goal setting, structure in your career. I think last week we focused a little bit on relationships with ourselves and the things we can do to make sure that we take time for ourselves. Most of us are wired in a way that we love helping people. We love taking care of people. And I think sometimes we do that because if we take care of people, we don't have to really focus on ourselves very much. And so I know we love to serve. But last week we talked a lot about serving yourself, going for a walk, taking time each and every day, listen to music, meditate, read a book, do a little bit of yard work, garden, whatever you find joy in doing. Now, I know we find joy in being around our family and our kids and all, but just where you find joy and peace and tranquility when you're by yourself, I want you to spend a little bit more time doing that. So we definitely talked about that. And let me see. So this week, I'm going to make our weekly focus a little shorter today because I want to use this a little bit as an experiment. And if you are with me live today and you would love to join in the conversation, will you do me a favor and write a comment? just drop a comment. And if I'm on live still, I can bring it on screen and we can interact a little bit. If you're watching this in recording or replay, still, I love the comments. It always is great for me to be able to focus on interacting. I interact with every comment, every question, and I will get back to you. There you go. I'll bring myself on here. So today, I wanted to just remind you, what did I do with my note? See, I told you today was going to be a little unorthodox. I've been just a little off kilter today. I've had 2 deliveries. I've had 3 conference calls. I had a morning call that started at 6:30 in the morning. Anyway, there's just a lot going on. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. So I wanted to just kind of have you all think about this fact. So as of today, on the 6th of October, we have 7 weeks till Thanksgiving. Do you realize that, man? That's 7. So in the last 7 weeks, as I've been doing my live, in another 7 weeks, we're going to be celebrating with our family on Thanksgiving. It's back 7 weeks from today. It's also 11 and a half weeks to Christmas and 12 and a half weeks to New Year's. So do you realize, it's like 3 full months before New Year's. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit in the fact that if you, just from a health standpoint, if you wanted to improve your health by losing a little bit of weight between now and New Year's, if you just lost 1 pound a week, 1 pound a week, that's cutting out 3,500 calories over the course of a week. You would lose 1 pound a week, and by the time the new year rolls around, you would be 12 pounds lighter. Wow, think about that. How would 12 pounds show up for you? I know for me, I've got some clothes that if I was 12 pounds lighter, I could wear. I know I'd probably feel a little bit better. I'd have a little bit more energy. I'd be sleeping a little bit better. 12 pounds makes a significant difference in your health. Now, many of my clients will lose a little bit more than that. We have a structured meal plan. Again, no guarantees. Everybody's different. But many of my clients over a 3-month period of time will lose twice that amount, 24 pounds. So I guess I should even bring up, I'll make it official. I'll bring on the disclaimer this morning. But I wanted to just kind of challenge you a little bit to that regardless of what you're doing, whether you call me up and we start a meal plan together between now and New Year's, or you just begin to make some simple changes on your own, I wanted to give you, from a health coaching perspective, just a few tips to help you focus on improving your health over the next 12 weeks. And it's really simple. Number 1, go to bed early, get 7 to 8 hours sleep, and get a good night's rest. Plan to do that. So 9:30 should be the clue. About 10 o'clock, we should be in bed. By 10:30, we should be asleep. All right. So get a good night's rest. Number 2, drink more water. 64 to 90 ounces of water on average would help you at least meet the minimum requirement for water. We really don't need more than a gallon. Kind of a good guideline is about half your body weight in ounces. So if you're 180 pounds, you want to try to be drinking about 90 ounces, but not really more than a gallon. Eliminate or greatly limit. Again, this is a holiday health blitz. If you eliminate or limit alcohol greatly between now and the New Year's, that will aid. One, you're just going to feel better. Because you know what, when we drink alcohol, and I totally love my glass of wine. I'm kind of preaching to the choir a little bit, but the reality is if we drink alcohol of any kind, low carb, skinny margaritas or whatever, our body stops doing what it does so well in terms of processing energy, and it has to go to eliminate the toxins. So it begins filtering out all of the toxins of the alcohol, and it does not go back to burning fat, building muscle, and doing all the other things we need to do until we get rid of the toxins, right? It's poison. So again, eliminate if you can, limit greatly the amount of alcohol that you consume over the next 12 weeks. Also, eat every 2 to 3 hours. Certainly, you want to get up in the morning. Within an hour, you want to have a little breakfast, something small, balanced protein and carbohydrates. If you can get a hard-boiled egg with a couple of strawberries, a little bit of yogurt with a a little bit of blueberries in it. Just something really small, about 100 to 150 calories every 2 to 3 hours. And then during your main meal of the day, I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to refer to that as the lean and green meal. And if you're really looking to get serious and maximize your weight loss, do one healthy lean and green meal and 5 to 6 1 to 150 calorie healthy meals. I call them fuelings. As clients that are on our meal plan, we actually provide the 5 fuelings for them to make it super easy and goof proof. And we already balance nutrients, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, probiotic. So if you do want a structured meal plan, feel free to reach out. Okay, so eating every 2 to 3 hours, a balanced meal plan every 2 to 3 hours. Okay, here's another one. So if you're looking for strategies for a holiday health bliss to lose somewhere between 12 and 24 pounds by the end of the year, everyone's different, results not typical, right? Is that if you go to a 7-inch plate, which is a little bit larger than a salad plate, grab out the tape measure, go somewhere and buy a 7-inch plate. That's your plate for the next 12 weeks. So you're not gonna overfill it, because if you do, then you're not gonna reach your portion control. So go to a 7-inch plate. Also, when you're doing your meal, your lean and green meal, if you get 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein, the leaner the meat, the more you get. So shrimp, cod, tilapia, extremely lean ground turkey, about 7 ounces. If you're doing salmon and you're doing a small steak, it's 5 ounces. If you're doing chicken and a pork chop, it's 6, right? So just remember, the leaner the meat, the more you get. And then balance that with 1.5 cups of non-starchy vegetables. So non-starchy vegetables, lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, asparagus. The list goes on. And if you want a list of those non-starchy vegetables that we use with our clients on our plan, feel free to just drop me a note and I'll make sure to get it to you. So if you're with me live, make sure you drop in a comment so I know you're here and I can interact with you live. Thank you for being here live. And if you're in recording, make sure that you also drop any comments or questions, and I promise I'll get back to you. Okay, so back to the lean and green meal. 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein and 1.5 cups of non-starchy vegetables, light seasoning, very low fat, not sauces and high sugar and high carbohydrate things to put on that. Just keep it really simple. A little light seasoning, a little touch of salt and pepper. Just don't overcomplicate it. The more you complicate the lean and green meal, the longer it takes, the more you're going to eat, and the more unhealthy you're going to make it. So keep it super simple. Also, if you're looking to lose 12 to 24 pounds between now and the end of the year, also cut out starches. And also cut out and eliminate sugar. So, hey there, Jill. Hey, so Jill Francine is with me today. And I'm also really excited, by the way, that you're here. Thanks for being a part of my live. And hopefully we're providing value to you. And I know you and your husband, Rick, have been doing phenomenal on our plan. And I love your heart for helping other people. So thank you so much, Jill. So awesome. So anyway, 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein, 1.5 cups of non-starchy vegetables, cut out starches and sugars. So remember, fruit is sugar, fruit juice is sugar, things like that we just don't think about are sugar. So cut back or eliminate those altogether. And starches, things like potatoes, rice, breads, any of the white things, right? Flour, potatoes, sugars, things like that. So if you cut out that, your body doesn't have to work so hard at using up that starch and sugar for energy before it begins to burn fat. So if you have a really great energy source, your body, like starches or sugars, your body's going to go, wow, look at this, man. I got lots to feed on. So it's going to spend all its energy processing sugars and starches and not burning fat. But when you eliminate the glycogen stores, that sugar, that carbohydrate that's stored in your body will burn fat for energy. And that's what we want to do on our 12-week holiday blitz, right? So let's recap those. Get a good night's rest, drink 64 to 90 ounces of water, eliminate alcohol, certainly greatly limit it if losing weight is going to be your goal in the next 12 weeks. Eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, something small, something around 100 calories to 125, maybe 150 tops. If you're looking for a meal plan, make sure you reach out to me and I'll make sure that you get connected to either Denise and I or one of our coaches. Also, make sure that you eat a balanced meal plan every 2.5 to 3 hours to regulate your body's blood sugars and keep the insulin levels regulated, right? So we don't want to overheat the insulin pump because when we do that, our body can't burn fat. So eating every 2 to 3 hours, move to a 7-inch plate, eat a lean and green meal, 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein and a cup and a half of non-starchy vegetables. Eliminate starch, eliminate sugars, and be happy and grateful. This is a really good time to do this. We're going into Thanksgiving, Halloween, the fall. It's all about being together and being grateful and being happy. So take the time to do that. You'll eliminate stress. Try to eliminate the arguments and conflict in your life. Stress can also be a factor on why we're not healthy and why our body doesn't burn fat. So let's eliminate the stress. Let's take some of the tips that I gave last week on episode 6 and really do that. So so Jill's making a comment. She needs to get better rest. You know what? You and 90% of the population, too many of us stay up late watching TV, Netflix, on our phone, trying to work or whatever it is we do, and we forget to rest. Our body needs sleep. And I'll just share a tip with you. And that is that when you don't get a good night's sleep, so you don't get 7 hours of sleep or more. So I'll share the experiment. So I did this for about 2 months. I stepped on the scale at night right before I went to bed. Then when I got up in the morning, went to the restroom, stepped on the scale, and I compared the night reading to the day reading. What's interesting is if I got less than 7 hours sleep, there was little to no change between my night weight and my morning weight. So the body didn't release anything. It didn't get rid of anything. It didn't process anything. It didn't have time to recuperate. But when I had 7 hours of sleep or more, the difference between my night weight and my morning weight was somewhere between 1.5 to 2.5 pounds. Okay, so if you don't think rest is important, you are absolutely wrong, because rest is critical to allow your body to recuperate and rejuvenate. So that's kind of my message for the day. So I want to challenge you. Remember, we got 7 weeks to Thanksgiving. We got 11 and a half weeks to Thanksgiving. And we've got 7 weeks to Thanksgiving, 12 and a half weeks to 11 and a half weeks to Christmas, and 12 and a half weeks to New Year's. A lot can happen in the next 12 weeks, right? Remember, I said this. If you lose 1 pound a week, that's 12 pounds. That is phenomenal. Between now and the end of the year, did you know that most people during the holiday season gain 8 to 12 pounds just by not making healthy choices? And if you follow the holiday healthy blitz that I just shared with you, you'll be down at least 12 pounds. If you really get strict and structured and you eliminate the sugars and alcohols and starches and, go to the 7-inch plate, do those things that I talked about, you'll probably be down somewhere between 12 and 24 pounds by the new year. Wouldn't it be absolutely outstanding if you could be down 12 pounds or 24 pounds by New Year's? Wouldn't that be awesome? Yep. Check. That would just be totally awesome to be down another 24 pounds and go into the new year already really close to our goal, really focused about being on track. And you know what? I believe in you. I know you can do it. So as I shared with you earlier, Denise and I are coaches. We've been doing it for the last 16 years, certainly full-time for the last 14 years. We've helped thousands of people focus on health, and it'll take some work. It takes discipline. It takes a decision and a commitment, but Denise and I, or any one of our coaches, will help you focus over the next 12 weeks at really making the shift so that 2024 is the healthiest year you've ever had. I'm so blessed to be a part of this community, both online and in Facebook, and our our client and coaching community. We have a private Facebook group that has over 7,300 people in it. 7,300 people. And these are clients and coaches who have made health a priority over the last 16 years. And you know what? We've got an amazing community. We do live webinars. We do a live webinar on Monday night and a live webinar on Saturday morning. And Saturday morning at 9:30, it is absolutely great. We all get together to come in community and grow together and learn together, share together, and be a part of the transformation that occurs in every aspect of health. We have an educational system that helps you develop a healthy lifestyle, right? If we don't change our lifestyle, guess what? Whatever weight we lose, we're going to gain it back again. So we have an education program that you're going to learn over time how to make the decisions, how to overcome the obstacles, how to say no, and how to say yes to the things that move your life forward. And so it's an amazing system. So we love what we do. We'd love to help you. And all you have to do is just simply send us a private message or drop a comment in the chat or in the comments over on YouTube or here on Facebook and just say, hey, Russ, Denise, I would love to touch base. And we will do everything we can in the next day or two to reach out to you and help you at least focus and determine what it is you want to accomplish, to see if what we do might be a good fit for you. You know what? It's not hard. It's not complicated. In fact, it's predictable and goof proof. All right. So there's my commercial. It is absolutely awesome. So Jill, episode number 6. So if you go to YouTube and search Russ McCann, you just go to youtube.com/@Russ McCann. You're going to find all of my lives over the last 7 weeks. In fact, last year in November, I did a live every day. It was Russ McCann Live for 30 days. And all of last year's 30-day lives are in there. But you know what? We've updated what it is we're doing. So again, this is all about your weekly focus. And so feel free to go over to YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also make sure you hit the bell to remind you of when I go live. So the plan is Thursday at 12 noon. We'll try to keep it short. Today, man, we're already at 22 minutes. And this is about the time, somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. And it just gives us a chance to come together. And so, Jill, I want to say thank you for being with me live. It's always fun to interact with people here in this platform that I have. Jill, I think you've been my only live participant, unless people just have been shy. But I get comments all week long of people over in Facebook that are making comments, that are listening to my live in replay, or that discover it on my Facebook page. And so I'd love it if you could just drop in some love, drop in some comments. And anyway, it's an amazing time of the year. I love the fall. I love the coolness in the air. I love the fall when the leaves start changing colors. I had a chance to go to Utah many years ago and got to see all of the aspens turning bright yellow, just beautiful. It's a beautiful time of the year. And you know what? I'd love for you to begin to organize your life around what matters most to you, because that's what my weekly focus is all about. Today, we've been talking about the Holiday Health Blitz. Last week, we talked about really improving the relationship with yourself. The week before that, we talked about goal setting and setting a plan called structural tension to help you set a goal, get some actions in play, and begin to move forward. I can't remember what all the other lives were about, but feel free to check us out over there on YouTube. So with that, you guys have an amazing day. Have a terrific weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday on another edition of Your Weekly Focus, Thursday at noon. Have a great day.